Here with JC Tran, just finished second in the LAPC this week after final tabling last year. How does it feel to get so close 2 years in a row and not come home with the championship?
I mean, it feels good always, to make it back to the final table of WPT. But after what happened last year, I felt like, like they owe me something, a couple millions maybe. So when I came back this year with the lead, I felt like, hey, this is the time to close it out, get what they owe you, and move on. And finishing second ain't so bad, I mean, 1.2 million is my biggest score so far in the career. Can't complain, but when you get that close and you don't win, it's disappointing. But I mean, when you look at the other side, the money, I guess it makes it satisfying and maybe you feel good about it. It's been 6 long days, and there's always more tournaments ahead, so a win might come in the future.
And you've been just a monster on the tournament scene the past couple of years, both online and live. You finished third in the Player of the Year race in 2006, and you also won, I think, what was the biggest online tournament of all time, the World Championship Online Poker main event. Why do you think that you're so much better at tournaments than most other people out there?
Well, the thing about it is, I play a lot of tournaments, so I have a good feel for all of them. And, in the past few years, I gained a lot of experience. So, experience pays off. It's almost in any other sport, golf especially. I mean, you can't just go out first year and be great. Although there's a lot of young, great first-year players, out there. But I mean, you got to put your hours in, and the experience pays off in the long run. And right now I'm in such a good run. I'm playing with a lot of confidence and just just clear-headed. Everything's working out. I mean, it's just a great run.
The tournaments that you play in probably average more than 500 people per tournament, and I'm guessing that your average finish is in the top 100. There has to be some sort of technique or skill or aggression that allows you to do that every time, or what is it?
I don't know. I mean, I guess when there's more players, I guess the pros are saturated out there. I mean, when there's less players, you're probably playing with more pros. So when there's more players, you're probably playing with less pros, and that's where I guess I get a good start, build up my stack, and then from there, with a big stack in front of me, I tend to play pretty well, and see more hands, see more flops, and I guess that helps out a lot in the long run.
And you've been very successful online and live. What are the differences in the game?
Well, with online, I don't play many tournaments. I play the World Championship of Online Poker because it's the biggest tournament, around. And I came in with just a mindset of, hey, let's just see, how I do, and maybe halfway through the tournament we'll figure out the rest. And I didn't come in and say, hey, I'm gonna win the tournament. Whereas, a lot of live tournaments, I come in, hey, I want to win this tournament. So, online is kind of like, how you start off, and then you kind of determine the days for the rest of determine the rest of the tournament as it goes along.
Just gonna wait for 1 second.
Sixth place will be $5,000. Fifth place is $10,000. Fourth place is $15,000. Third place is
I didn't know they were paying anyone other than first.
Second place is $50,000. And the first place finisher will take home $100,000 and a seat, a $25,000, $500 seat in the WPT Championship. Our last level standing.
Most people in the poker world only know you from seeing you at the tables. What about you, maybe in your personal life, would surprise them?
Well, went to college, got a degree, and I started off with nothing. I didn't have the online that a lot of these young kids have today. Started off grinding, playing, $1, $3, moving up to $3.06, and 4 and 8, 9, 18, and to the tournament scene, and started cashing. Never really made a final table. Didn't know what it was. Didn't know what it felt like to make a final table. And then, when I made a final table and I got that experience, it kind of just grew from there. Every tournament play, I got deeper and deeper, made more final tables, and started winning, and then it just never looked back from then.
And what's maybe the most extravagant thing that you bought since you started cashing in all these tournaments?
Bought a house. There's nothing like buying your own house. You travel so much, you live in all these hotels, and sometimes you share rooms with your friends and all that other stuff. And when you're home away from tournaments and you sit home and you look around and says, you know what, this is my house. I work for it, and that's like the reward you get, and it feels, it's such a good feeling. And, I mean, I'm not into like the exotic cars and the big diamonds and all that stuff, but when you have your own house, it's just a great feeling.
And who's some of the toughest players that you faced at the tables?
Some of the toughest players by far is some of the greater names, Phil Ivey for sure, Eric Lindgren, John Juanda, these are the guys that, you look at their resume, you look at their name, you know who they are. And, I usually play my game, and I do really well. And when these guys show up at my table, it's like a speed bump, like my whole game changes. And something I'm working on, I shouldn't let them have an effect on how I play. But, I'm getting better at it. One of these days, I'm going to just play them like any other guy. And hopefully, my talent will be able to hang out with theirs.
Speaking of your talent, you're probably maybe a year or two ago able to sneak into tournaments a little bit unknown. With all the success you've had, everyone knows who you are. They might be gunning for you a little bit more. Has that changed your game or made you change your style at all?
Absolutely. When you're more recognized in the tournament scene, the tournament world, you get a little more respect. You actually get away with a lot more. People will fear you a little bit more. Then on the other side, you get a bullseye on you. So some of these other, guys that want to beat the pros or they want to beat the guys, the big namers and stuff like that, and they see you coming to the table and they recognize you, they know who you are. They kind of come after you fiercely. They have nothing to lose versus a lot to gain. And there's advantages and disadvantages of being recognized in a tournament scene. But I think it's more of an advantage because when they know who you are, they kind of give you that respect that you need, and you can get away with a lot more than as if you're a no-name.
I think with your second place finish at the LAPC, you took the lead for the 2007 Player of the Year race. What are you going to do to hang on to that, or do you even care about that, or just wait till the end of the year and see what happens?
Well, last year I didn't really care about it. My good friend Michael Mizrachi was ahead for the whole year, and I was for sure, gonna bet anyone that he was gonna win it. But then when at the end of the year I made a good run and I got closer, and I was like, wow, I'm one tournament away from taking over, the lead. So that's when I tried harder. And to me, Player of the Year doesn't ever really matter until you sit up there and you see yourself up in the, up there in the top 5 and having a chance to win it. So this year, being ahead in the lead, it's a good start for me, and it's something important to hold on to. And I'm gonna play my tournaments, and I'm gonna try to hold on to the lead, and hopefully I get Player of the Year.
Do you set any specific goals for yourself, or just try and play like the best tournament that you can every time?
Well, my goal is always to come out and give it my best, and just have fun. I mean, a lot of tournaments you can do well, but if you have miserable times, it's not even really worth it, man. But I come out, I play my best, be mentally prepared. And no matter what the results are, be satisfied with how you play. I mean, if I can finish, 5th, 6th, 7th, and if I played horribly, I'll be really upset myself. But I finished, 5th, 6th, and 7th, and I play well, then I'll be satisfied. So, it all comes down to, how well I play and, what my effort is. I mean, if I give it 100% effort and come out with nothing, then I'm satisfied with the way I play, But sometimes it's just, results don't really matter unless you know how you play.
And what's maybe the craziest bet that you've made outside of poker?
12 and 24 on the blinds. 3, 12, 24, next hand.
Sorry.
Dealers, limit up. 3, 12, 24.
I made a lot of crazy bets, outside of poker. Prop bets, doing stupid things, on the golf course, and the basketball court. But nothing crazy, $1,000 at most, But the best bet I ever made is me, Nam Lee, and a couple of my other buddies made a bet where we're not allowed to play casino games, pit games. So anytime we hop in, we play a pit games, we automatically owe the other guys $10,000 each, and it doubles every 6 months.
Oh, goodness.
So this keeps us away from the dice table, keeps us away from blackjack, keeps us away from all the casino games where, there are leaks to poker players, and, we lose a lot of money playing these games when we come to the casino, especially when we're in Vegas. So, we make this bet, and it's like an honor bet. I can't sneak away and go